Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminisces. I have a sort of challenge in life, one of many challenges that I have in life, but one of them is to try and find a lemon from Ilos, who is who many of you will know, probably predominantly from Spectral Lore. Now, he has many guises, and certainly when it involves guitars, so far he can do no wrong. Now, I'm not particularly enamoured with the ambient side stuff he does occasionally. Just ain't my thing. But guitar wise, well, you know it's him from the very start. And he does have his style manifests itself on whatever he does, and sometimes even when he goes totally off script from Spectral Lore. So when he does Fortress of the can't remember the name, Fortress of the Pearl, which is very, very different from his normal stuff, you can still tell it's him straight away. So anyway, Auriferous Flame is the latest guys I found of his. He's got a previous album which I had a little listen to, and it's different to this. He's gone in a slightly different direction here, which I'll talk about as we go along, really. But anyway, let's go with the title track, shall we? Yeah. So, I noticed when I'm pretty sure that first came across this as it was a YouTube recommendation, and as you listen, inevitably you look. Well, actually, I don't very often look at the comments, but because I tend to listen to YouTube music, but I just putting it on and then going and reading something else elsewhere. But nonetheless, I saw a couple of comments that mentioned this is like the more thrashier side of the artist, and yes, it is the case. Excuse me. And then you look on the Bandcamp page that this is on. It says, excuse me again, exclusively old style black metal. And then it makes sense, I guess, insofar as old school black metal is very much influenced by whatever went before, and depends on the artist. That can either be punk rock, heavy metal, or thrash metal, or anything really, grindcore. So it all depends what previous seed genre that inspires the artist. So obviously this is old style insofar as it's not directly influenced as in straight after the seed genre. So inevitably, although it is inspired by old school stuff, it's still got the years in between to colour it and add different shades to what that would have been 20-30 years ago. I think that makes sense. But nonetheless, still unmistakably in Arlos's style, and still got his more modern interpretations in there and accentuations. Even that sort of very simple keyboard accentuation we had just then. Bearing in mind the way he filigrees his music with his guitar playing, it is he could have much more grandiose keyboard accentuation, but never tends to do, really. Not on this sort of stuff anyway. We're already seeing another one of this guy's trademarks, which is the gradual ramping up of emphasis. A lot of his songs tend to they don't start subdued, but they start with a pattern which then gets repeated and then emphasized, and then another pattern laid on top. And starting here, sometimes he's straight out the gate and chucks it all in at once, but very rarely. It tends to be that builder. It is very much building music that he has. So I can't quite. As per usual, I've heard this track probably twice, 3 times before, so I'm not totally familiar with it yet. But I'm probably going to be contradicted as time goes on, but I'm pretty sure this does as I remembers. if you're starting to wonder how much of a thrash influence was on this album, there's your answer. The other tracks I've listened to all have various degrees of thrash influence to them, but it's a thrash influence. It's not particularly all out thrash, and case in point here, you've got that thrash background, but he's he's still how I'm going to put it, he's still dancing all over it with those riffs, the lead guitar accentuation, skitters and swirls, and I say it is putting a filigree on top of fairly basic music, and putting it into a whole different context. Really, it reminds me a little bit of a black metal Bob Ross, insofar as you get a canvas and then he musically speaking puts an oil painted background on it, and then starts filling in the detail, and then when the picture is complete, you're left marveling and wondering at it. So yes, in that sense, he is very much a black metal Bob Ross, although I suspect with a totally different hairstyle. Don't like interrupting sections of music that I'm enjoying, but I have to when something comes into my head, I have to stop it before it drifts away again. But oh, bing bongs, what could that be? I stopped my train of thought. Oh yes, so the thrash I remember from when I was young, which is quite a long time ago now, the themes were quite contemporary, so nuclear war, violence, sort of modern social issues, and yes, some hark back to themes of time gone by, but I don't think any of them sort of could match Arlos's way of introducing like a medieval tone into his the thrash influence. It is, the picture gives it away, I suppose, if you were wanting to know what to expect. But the music starts to convey that, and his music does convey a classic medievalness, which obviously at the time would sounded nothing like, but it does give you that feeling of those times, and in a fantasy sense even, rather than historical sense. But yes, and again, we're ramping up here. The speed obviously helps as far as I'm concerned, because I do love a little bit of a rush. But the picture is almost complete, and all these accentuations and flourishes just add so much colour to the music, that you're in danger of being overwhelmed. So there you go. Ooh, more. Excuse me. So I think when it comes to bringing a song to a climax, nobody can do it better than Eyeless, I don't think. There are, and he doesn't do it with every song. And my only annoyance with some of his music is how he very often on a track will bring it down and drift out at the end. And that's a personal preference, of course. But when he finishes a song like that, all guns blazing and everything brought to bear, then you will find no happier chappy than me. Top-notch stuff. Anyway, the rest of the album has, as I say, has various degrees of the old school influence, but stamped throughout with his character. And so, if you like other projects of his, you're going to love that one as well, I think. Anyway, clicky bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.